So it's almost sunset, and I headed out to look at another tree that's tipping. It's collapsing on one side of the root plate and raising up on the other. The amount of lean that it has is scary. And on the back side, where we need to put a guy line, there's power lines, and so it's kind of a tricky little situation. I wish it would just fall before we get there, but now it's going to start to rain, so it's not much holding the tree up. Try to guide the tree, and if we can get enough command over it, then we'll finish it tomorrow after it's supported a bit.
In a nutshell, bad trees, 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 bad trees.
Okay, so last night I got the tree sufficiently tied back and guyed. Got a little bit of weight off of it too, but it was scary. We got it to move about 5 feet back, and it was raining, so I was kind of worried about the soil moisture content, because it's really leaning. The ground was heaving and everything, so but we moved it so much that I'm confident now that we can just strip it out and clean up the mess and move on. So, telltale sign is the heaving ground. So, it's never good if you got cracks on the backside. I'll show you what the lean looks like. This is the corrected lean. This is not how bad it was. This is what we got it to. Kind of nice to have that other tree conveniently right there, because I was able, I don't know what my guy's doing there. Anyway, nice having that other tree conveniently there to go up and swing over to set the guy line. Now we just strip it out and carry on with the day. Now we just strip it out, and right about here, I wasn't really telling you guys, but I was looking up there and I was thinking, I want to get some more tension on that. I'd like to stand that tree up a little bit more, and so we did. It was a bit of a challenge with the power line, neutral wire being so close to the anchor line. We had to creep forward while winching in several times, but you can see we got more command over it. And from there, it was just a matter of not zipping anything down the anchor line. That would have been long enough to make contact with top and bottom wire and cause a arc. Fry the rope, give the tree a running start to crashing down across everything. A lot of the limbs on the backside were a major pain too, because they were all irregular with dwarf mistletoe. So I made for this big congested mass of junk to try to dice into pieces and keep my climb rope clear and not drop anything on the line. Some of the more experienced guys will probably notice the top of the tree kind of sweeps back to the right, which is actually a comforting thing, because it shows that the tree has been leaning for a long time and that it has begun to correct itself. It's a sign of a tree that's been that way for a while. But what was alarming about it, besides the neighbors and the owner saying, hey, this thing's moved a lot in the last few days in the wet ground, was of course the heaving dirt where the roots were coming up. But it also had this kind of pronounced new bend in the base where the roots had done a valiant job to hold for a long time, but the tree, just so much being over center like that, was beginning to strain the base of the trunk here. It's kind of a thing that I've seen before. You can see it here in this other tree recently that we cleaned up in a park that we had been watching for a long time, and it was scheduled for removal. When it finally broke, it kind of partially uprooted and was partially breaking near the lower stem. So you could see the same tendencies in this tree, and you can see that the middle picture there is corrected quite nicely and turned the job into a much more comfortable thing to address. Let me just take a minute right now and say my way isn't the only way. I'm not putting out videos as instructional, more of just sharing of experience with my tree brothers and sisters in the industry. I really just want to encourage, inspire people. I want to share my experiences with you because I know you understand the life. Not everybody understands the life. I've always tried to explain the gravity of this life to people.
You don't want to get electrocuted and fall on the same day.
Whether it be my own wife and family or someone who asks in conversation what I do, someone would ask and I'd begin explaining all the dynamic details of the things I have to anticipate to protect property and to keep myself alive. I'd give this long explanation and feel like it was all pretty clear, but their expressions never showed that they understood. Then they'd usually say something like, "Oh, that's interesting. My cousin Bob's a landscaper too."
Contact. First contact.
Years of that'll make you just kind of stop trying to explain it, even to your wife who might ask you how your day went or something. They're usually sort of listening so they can get to the part where they talk about their day, which isn't wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong. And actually, it's a paradox. You sort of give up explaining, even if you are real excited about it. You go home and kind of leave work behind and focus on what her day was like, and then it seems like she's more receptive to your stuff. Not always easy to put that down though. I mean, you'll be up in a windy top or something and maybe the customer's difficult, a few things didn't go right. You're really going to be glad when it's over. Your ropes will be blowing out to the side and you might feel like you're in the middle of slaying a dragon or something, and she'll call out her wits end and say, "Where's the diaper wipes?" Forget trying to explain about the wind or the top or how the job's going. If you don't know where they are, which you probably don't, tell her you're real sorry she's going through that, and on your way home, stop by the store and buy another box of wipes. You probably thought I was going to say flowers, but no, buy the wipes. Then she'll know you're listening. Shoot, you might even change the next diaper. If you don't make an attempt to understand the crap that's going on in her life, then it's not likely she's going to give much thought to yours. What's funny is you do that for a while, then when she really starts to get interested, you almost don't need it anymore. Your focus isn't on you anymore. Speaking for me though, I've kind of come full circle. It really is a cool life. It's a cool occupation. It's worth talking about. And now along comes GoPro, and I have the ability to literally take people right to the action. Maybe even show them vantage points that aren't even possible without GoPro. Only now I don't really have to Those who don't really want to hear about it don't have to. Kind of funny. I enjoy sharing it with the people that already know. Seems like most people appreciate it too. Not everybody has my style. There's skilled men and women out there who would never one-hand a chainsaw or something. But it seems like I invariably draw the attention of a few internet tree experts who usually start out by calling me every name in the book. Then they tell me how they would do it, and how I shouldn't do it, and how they never do it, and how I should never do it, and how they always do it. But there's something about authentic experience that creates calmness in a man. He doesn't feel the need to tell everything he thinks he knows in a clamor of curses. Seems like right about the level of green belt, the karate student wants to go out and beat somebody up. The 12th degree black belt hopes he doesn't have to. My dad was in Vietnam. I know he saw terrible things, heard terrible things, felt terrible things. I've never heard him brag about his experiences. He was humbled by them. Consider yourself lucky if you can drag the life lessons out of a man like that. I guarantee he's not going to be shouting them at you. Just making an observation, not implying that I'm in the class of ancient tree Jedi. Actually, I'm dumber than all the tree guys around me. The crew on the ground is smarter than me. For some reason, though, I'm in the tree. Some will call me naive, but I actually think God feeds me the answers to each new tree puzzle day by day on a play-by-play basis. I'm actually not some big master planning type of a guy. A lot of it is play-by-play. I'm just saying. I've met a few Yodas, but they never force their skills on anyone, and they could all run a lightsaber with either hand.